Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. This is Living in Denver, Colorado. Today we're going to cover the 5 things you need to know about Arvada, Colorado.
Let's do it. We are the Mile High Property Brothers, Eli Schmidt, and my lovely partner, Will Grimes. And if it's your first time to the channel, guys, definitely make sure you subscribe. My guess is if you were searching for this video on YouTube, you're probably thinking about coming to Colorado. Turns out we're licensed real estate brokers, and we love helping people from YouTube. So there should be a phone number on the screen right now. You can call that number, you can text that number. We are the ones that reply, and we're happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Side note, when you have a business partner and you do a lot of videos like this, every once in a while they steal what you say. And him talking about how he would love to help you. Normally I say, as much as we love making these videos, we would love more to help you.
He's got his Ron Burgundy line.
He didn't know what the hell to say just now, so he stole everything that would have came out of my freaking mouth. So I'm over it now. I had my moment. But we're going to get right into it. We're going to get into, if you are considering Arvada, Colorado, here are the 5 things that you need to know.
All right, now that Will is done beating the crap out of me off camera for stealing his line.
Also an assumption, I'm a teddy bear.
Let's get right into the top 5 things you need to know about Arvada.
First things first, for me, always top of mind, the number one thing that always weighs on my mind is my family. I work a lot, I commute a lot. Obviously, Eli and I are out doing real estate a lot. I want my family to feel safe and be safe when I'm not home, so I'm a very family-oriented kind of dude. So if you're looking at moving into Arvada, that's exactly what this place is. They've got a great suburban area. There is a lot of history to Arvada. We're going to get to that in a second. But the feel, if you're buying single-family homes, they still have great yards and yard sizes out here. There's still a lot of like small businesses and mom-and-pop shops that are out here. Proximity to stores, if somebody needs something and they don't want to drive too far, you still have that, all while still being super close to the mountains, still close to Boulder, and not too far for Denver. Somebody has to commute for Denver for work, but definitely a priority if you are family-oriented and you want that safe feel. Definitely take a look at this. I would say the only flip side of that coin is it is still resting inside of Denver Public Schools. Still a solid school program. From what we hear, the elementary schools do super well. The junior highs and high schools are where some more of the struggle comes from reading some of the forums and just some of the opinions from some folks. Dive into yourself. I don't think it's anything horrible. But if you have older kids, something to consider. So it's great as it is location-wise for family and proximity to stores and in the mountains and activities. It's not the #1 rated school district in Colorado. So if that's something that's most important to you, maybe consider something else like a Cherry Creek Schools. However, phenomenal when it comes to family.
Next, if you're planning on visiting Arvada, you 1000% need to come to Old Town Arvada, which is basically their fancy name for downtown Arvada.
Right.
What Will had mentioned, mom and pop shops, there's a ton of them around here, a ton of breweries, little skate shops and restaurants all over the place.
If you don't roll the bottom of your jeans and drink dark beer and get it all up in your beard yet,
mustache, yeah.
Just be ready to grow a beard and roll your jeans up and have some Doc Martens on.
Yeah.
You're going to fit right in here.
There's even a credit union right behind us called On Tap Credit Union. We're like, okay, even the banks are on the brewery kick.
We're not sponsored by them. We're not signing off on how credible they are. It's a thing.
But
pretty
hey,
cool.
FDIC insured, right?
Pretty cool idea.
But Old Town Arvada, guys, it's a cool spot. It's a cool vibe. There's a lot of open places to hang out with the family and walk the dogs and stuff. Everyone's got their dogs down here hanging out. The shops are interesting and unique. There's some really interesting places around here. You'll see on some of the B-roll as we're kind of walking around. Even if you're not planning on living in Arvada, but maybe just coming to visit Denver, you might want to take a trip over to Old Town just to check it out and grab a bite.
Right, guys, third thing that you're going to need to know about Arvada, super important. I know a lot of people talk about weather here, and we get more sunny days in Florida because, yes, as much as we get snow here, it tends to melt quick, and you should be good to go. You do get more snow being toward the western slope, being in Boulder, being in Arvada, Golden. Some of these areas get significantly more snow than some of the other Denver metro area being rested upon the Rocky Mountains. So the nook, they're rested in the nook of the Rocky Mountains. Does that sound realtor?
No.
No? Damn.
No.
I sound like a realtor. I almost sounded like a realtor, guys.
Almost, yeah.
But something to consider. So there's still great systems out here as far as getting the snow off the streets and having the ability to commute to work. Still some struggles when you're on the western slope because sometimes it's just a significant amount of snow. So if commute is something that's super important to you, you still have to consider Colorado's winter weather.
Yep.
Maybe a little bit more than you might think, especially on the western slope. So keep that in mind.
Number 4, the homes are a little bit older out here. So history is a huge thing in Arvada, right? That's the whole thesis of the city. Like we mentioned in another video, this was one of the first documented places that gold was actually discovered in the Rocky Mountains.
It was the first documented place.
Yeah, we'll see. I still think there's...
Somebody do their homework if it's not. Let me know and I'll throw you a home warranty.
There's some old boy out there that deserves some credit, I'm sure. And what they've done is they've preserved a lot of that historic charm. It's all history based around here. That's why they call it Old Town Arvada. And that,
there you go.
Yeah, the bell, the church bells. But that transfers over to the houses. A lot of them were built in the 70s, and there's new apartments and stuff around here for sure. There are a couple new developments. There are some individual
majority
house
of your
builders.
homes are definitely older. They've been around for a lot longer.
Yep, older homes, and a lot of them have been renovated. A lot of them have had new sewers, new electrical put in, all that good stuff. But some of them haven't. But
well, in foundation, settling, there's still some things to take a look at. Plumbing, there's still some things that you want to make sure are good with old homes. Not that they're not going to be good; they can be in great condition.
Yeah,
it's just something that you want to consider. And with that being said, then number 5 ties right in with some of that stuff. Parts of Arvada are in a flood zone.
Yeah.
So there is flood insurance that will be required on top of your already existing insurance when you buy a home. The likelihood of a flood actually happening and flooding and damaging your home, probably very little. We haven't heard much of that actually happening. But what we do see is flood insurance that's required if you're in a flood zone. And sometimes that's $200-300 extra a month in addition to your other insurance, in addition to your mortgage. So it's not so much that a flood's going to happen and hurt your home. It's more so budgeting, and is it worth living in certain areas when having to carry some extra flood insurance, because that's money. Guys, like when you pay your mortgage insurance, hey, cool, but your mortgage, well, you're going to have equity on your home. I'm sure you guys understand that. On things like insurance and taxes, that's money that goes out that you never get back. You're paying for your flood insurance. So something to consider. The bright side of that is some of these places are not deep into a flood zone, and it's not that much on the insurance as long as you can map it out and articulate to an insurance company why you're not high risk, or you can find plenty of spots that are not in flood zones in Arvada. However, these are not highly marketed when people are selling homes. So a listing agent's not going to put some sign on top of the house that says, welcome to a flood zone house. This is things that whether you're working with us or another professional here, you got to make sure that they actually do their due diligence and they're familiar with this area and they know how to look for flood zones. So if you are looking at some listings and you love a home, you should know exactly what you're getting yourself into. And before you fall in love with it and marry yourself to a cost, do your research.
And not to keep going on about flood zones, but important point, even if you're 1,000% okay paying that additional charge every month, when it does come time to sell your home,
is that what you're going to say?
That is what I was going to say.
Since he steals what I say, I'm going to steal what he says.
Since when it does come time to sell your home, a lot of times when people are searching homes, regardless of price point, a lot of times they're pushing their debt to income ratio. They're pushing what they can afford anyway.
That extra $200-300 takes them out.
Man, that could knock them out, right? And especially if that agent isn't marketing that home is in a flood zone, you go under contract with the buyer, and then once it gets over to the lender, then they find out they can't afford it because of the extra insurance that's needed. It can cause a mess for everybody.
So definitely just want to make sure you do your due diligence on that and you guys know what you're looking at, what you're getting into. But hey, that's about it as far as as far as the 5 things you guys need to know about Arvada. Overall, a great place, super friendly, super kind, super family oriented, a lot of fun history here. If you're looking at Denver, the Denver metro area, definitely put this one on your list as far as what to look for when you're coming to Colorado overall, and maybe where you do want to live. Definitely take a look at this. Again, guys, we are licensed brokers in the state of Colorado. If you have questions specifically for your real estate needs or any concerns that you have, please call, please text. We do answer text messages and phone calls. And again, as much as we love making these videos, we would love more to help you guys with your real estate needs. But until next time, and we see you on the next video, enjoy the week.
Let's go, guys. All right, and so I can get the last word. So I can get the last word. If you haven't subscribed yet, guys, we have 2 videos a month. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I might see you guys on the next video. I might not. I might just go get a spanking, and it might be Will in the next one. So pray I live.
But again, Arvada, super cool. A lot of great things. We got clocks and things like that. So enjoy, guys, and we will see you on the next video.